to get to you, to get to you. Good morning. So this song just sparked an idea within me to explore, you see. For this is just exploration. I don't know where it's gonna go, but you know how I like to dive and jump right into that rabbit hole of wonder, because that is what brings the thunder and the lightning. And so it got me to thinking about us as human beings, and for those of us that believe in something more, that we are more than these bodies, you see, no matter your chosen belief system or religion, you see. I'm talking just about understanding that we are more than this, you see. For there is an essence within me existing deep that she speaks, he speaks, androgyny. For there are so many polarities existing within my femininity. There are so many things that I connect to in so many ways that it got me thinking about, you know, our life and these days of our lives. Many lives, many masters. I will say this in true belief and honesty from this place I currently speak, of my own understanding, that I know that I've existed many a times before. And we think about this, and let's open religion's door just a little, because I don't like to get into those little political fields of arguing belief systems, because in my eyes, you are free to believe whatever the hell you like. Just don't come imposing your right, that is your view, to have, and start shoving it up my ass. You know? That's the only time I got an issue with it. Other than that, I love talking to people with different views, beliefs, and there's so much to learn from it all. Because for it all fills a piece of 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 a greater whole, and that I do know and hold and understand to be true, even if I may not understand certain things too. For it is all a part of, you know, this life. But getting back to this cosmic delight of soul encounters, you know, that we do have in our current reality life, that we understand that is beating, for we are beating our drums. I like to hum along because I love music, you see, for it ignites within me inspiration, you see, to explore and feel many things. How often do we have relationships or even just encounters with others that feel like, I know you, this feels familiar, hey, I know you. Like, just like or if you meet someone, and you know, this can go either way, but I'm going with the positivity of these reins that I'm just gonna be choosing to ride on this parade, of just how special certain relationships or certain encounters may feel or be, due to this resonating deep of in this to win this? How often have the people that I've had built friendships? I'm not even just talking about intimacy, guys. I'm talking about just relationships in general with the people that have mattered the most to us, whether they're in our lives currently at this time now or not. Or they played their part. Believe that. You know what I mean? Or they play their part, you see, on this dynamic revelations coming up and speaking and breathing. The awakening of what? Of this knowing of whom? Of what? I know you. I vibe you. You know, when we say these words and we say our soul tribes, and you know, when we vibe line, we rise in and meet and acquaint better with our soul tribes in this life, spread across these lands. And these connections that have created such a thunderstorm of a whirlwind that has taken me under to the underworld, belief. It's not so dark as you think it to be, because, you know, we have theatricals of life played out for us in TVs, movies, books, you know, all these creative lands of storylands that depict certain things, and, you know, but remember, there's always the polarity of that same thing. The dark side, the light side to dark. But, you know, we have labels for it too, like, you know, reincarnation, because if that's what you want to call it, then that means that we reincarnate. Oh, but then that goes against, you know, certain religious beliefs, like that's impossible. But yeah, you know, because after we die, we go to the kingdom of heaven. So the multi-dimensional land is the promised land to many people's belief systems and stuff like that. But then we come into this life talking about karma. Where do you think your karma builds? If you want to speak about karma in that way, let's explore this in some kind of way. Because if we are pure and good from when we are born, because babies are pure and good, what you gonna think of, and you gonna argue with me otherwise? It's life that taints them, right? And here comes the karmic buildup and cycle of life due to this conditioning. That's it. So a lot of the people that have suffered so bad or have like issues that are like issues that continue to grow, they got this all from just this span of lifetime. Wow, like that's something to think about. Have you ever met somebody before and were taken aback? And conscious of certain things due to the effect that it does have over your senses, but still unconscious of what's happening because you're not there yet in understanding or comprehend, yeah, just understanding what's happening, but like you allow for, you know, the wow aspect and element of certain things to, like, you're like, what's going on here? How do I, like, you know, that's how true that was. The firemen had to come through and be like, whoa, flames everywhere. Wow! Burning this foundation that's a crock sensation down. Fire, fire, flames on fire. Burn. I can't find my lighters. I have so many. And when you can't find one, that you have to go have matches. Something happened. I just hope that wherever it did happen and whatever happened, that everyone is safe and sound and good. A little shaken up, that's, happens sometimes, but that everyone's in good health and state of well-being. Truly, I mean that. Amen. So, yeah. And just even like, or how about like, let's go a little deeper, because I like to go deeper. Has anyone ever, and I had to separate this. I really truly had to separate this, because when I started to get into like my inner knowing and understanding certain things that have just always been, like my ability to, like my, the things that I don't like to give definitions to things, but there's things that we have that help us define certain aspects. Believe that I think and I know things to be more, but like that I am an empath, what is described as an intuitive empath, as well as a highly sensitive ancient soul of some kind. These things that resonate for me in my current life, and just, my gift with even just certain tools of divination that can be used, that, see, or my ability to see otherworldly things with my two physical eyes, or hearing that I have that is like amplified in some kind of superhuman way. What can I say? And just so forth. It's just how that has always been in an effect since a small child, which, even the people in my life can never like deny that factor of that. This is just something that has always been, and I've always been in some way vocal about it, of whatever it was that I was seeing or experiencing or picking up. But meanwhile, not really defining it or associating it as these things that I am identifying as I learn and grow in my own inner know, and just knowing, these things, understanding these things and the effects that they have, especially if I'm going to be living consciously. I have to understand that there's other things that are taking into effect that are unseen and may not be tapped into or accepted or recognized in each of us as individuals. And often not, the only way to do this is when you're ready and you do this for you, because you can see how many people you want to see, how many groups you want to go into, and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, until you start truly connecting with you in every single way, you're just going to keep on getting lost out there in that way, like always searching for an answer from outside of yourself. Like, anyways, so in doing this, even in just separating, like, we become our own, like, case studies, test studies. I'm my own lab rat, So, because as open as I am to a lot of these things, skeptical am I naturally, because that's part of even my own conditioning. But it also comes with my own levels of just thinking and just critical thinking, and being able to receive so many external things and not just get lost in that element of what's being swept and thrown my way, which is easy for people that are sensitive and receptive empathically to do, because if you're not conscious of that ability and that heightened sensitivity that you carry with you every single day, then you get lost in a lot of ways because you're not identifying and showing, because you're absorbing it like that. When they describe someone as like a psychic sponge, when you absorb this, you're taking it in like you, which is why a lot of people have a lot of overweight too, not just by poor diet too. It's a heightened sensitivity that they're not paying attention to. Like, just like when they say, you know, people are emotional eaters and stuff like that, so they tend to eat. And just even me wanting to understand that, because for me exists the polarity of that, which is when I'm upset, or if something is not my, like, a good vibe for me, I lose my appetite immediately. Like, I don't want to eat. So just even my fascination and curiosity to diving into emotional eaters, and then realizing, you know, just the common ground that a lot of us have. Some just are not conscious or hip to that, like, for in themselves, their sensitivity to everything. Like, where does that come from? What is that? You know, identifying that, because when you can identify that, like, you know, somebody that's an emotional eater, that's an empath, let's say, and not aware of themselves or identify themselves as being empathic, can walk into a room that can be absolutely silent, but meanwhile other people are feeling a certain type of way, that this empath, who's unaware that they're an empath, walks into this room and absorbs this as their own, but unconscious are they to the effects of these external waves, energy waves that are being traveled their way and soaked in, because highly sensitive they are, but unaware to the sensitivity that they have. And then they head off to the kitchen and start eating like a madman. And then let's get into the psychological effects that too itself has on a person who doesn't understand why they eating so much and like resort to this way. And here comes the pounding and beating up of this unloving way that, you know, so many struggle with in many ways. And I'm just using food as an example, guys. This can apply to anything, you know what I mean? This is just, you know, expansion, you see. So I'm gonna have to find my charger, because I didn't have my phone on me last night, and yeah, something really happened. I don't know what, but I truly hope everyone is okay. My ears are going that way. Hold on, I gotta find my charger, and I gotta merge onto this. Weary, look at this guy. You want to be like, you know, a douchebag. Like, it's one-on-one. Like, obviously something happened. Gotta admit it. Like, calm down. Like, I did it. That was like, what happened? So, alright, a truck, a car. Ooh. Well, I hope they were okay. That truck looks like it did a boo-boos. Alright, so, you know what I mean? So, conscious are we, and I love that you come here to explore with me and dive deep into these kind of things. But oh my God, as I speak, just this idea of these reincarnating moments, and what happens with these moments when we encounter our folk, like these folks or these loves or these into life, into light, and awaken with us another sense of like Darker Night, Light of My Soul, Volume 1, Love Bites, kind of bites, you know what I mean? That is just like, oh my god, what is this that I see? No, this can't be. I refuse to see, because there is nobody on this world or this planet that can get the better of me, you see, because prideful is me. Awakening me to this higher sense of love bites. This poetically filled. I have yet to still read back these pages, and I plan on doing that. So recently I've been inspired to see what poetic desires and just, you know, love bites that flew through my doors. So I want to gift myself more as I continue to work on volume 2, which is Death Becomes Her. In every way, what can I say? Those love bites are pain. At first. So, anywho, this idea, let's explore. If we are more than this, and if we're going to understand that ourselves as energetic living beings, that means that energy, folks, can never be destroyed. For it is always, it's active, it's constant, it's something. It can only be, you know, transformed into something else. Hello? So we are living energetic beings. So what happens to the essence of me, this energetic thing that exists deep within me that I just can't see? This is just the external vessel of this essence of me being able to live out, you see, and participate on these lands in this kind of 3D land way. But still, what runs this consciousness is something that's not tied to this vessel, you see. And so in understanding this transformation of me that exists for eternity, immortal. And so when you come across these encounters, trust me, I did every kind of little test to see if that's just me at my empathic best, reading into something that is like smooth finesse of connecting with someone that I do not know. But like when you meet them, it's like, oh my God, whoa, I know you kind of thing. And you go in so deep, and like, you know, because if I really wanted to seek and just even meeting with others in some kind of way, because I have, and throughout my whole course of my life, have soul connections with others that I known you from before. But this, something more. Like, this opened a whole new door. Like, that I'm grateful for. Truly grateful for. For it caused me to love me more. Can I get an amen? So, guys, this is just how I am. Truck, I don't like views. Oh, you motherfucker. Sorry, but that guy was retarded. And luckily that I'm not a speed demon beast here, because had I been going just even 2 miles faster, we could have gotten into an unnecessary accident. Jerk off. May you have a great day. A safe, great day. Anyways. Whew. Where'd it go? It's like, I see your true colors shining through. Don't cross out. Yeah. So, but yes. So, like, just even this idea of just unfinished business, karmic cycles, karmic ties, these things that we say, transcending from this conditioned way of being able to try to piece together these pieces that are telling this majestic storyline of the people in our lives that are catalysts to so many things that are meant to awaken within me. I'm identifying with me, but I speak of we as a whole, you know? And it's just beauty. Beautiful. It's beautiful in so many ways. So it's exciting. So I just want to know, like, what are your thoughts on these kind of experiences? Just think about, like, treasure, like, or even I think about all the things that I said, that when I think about it now in my more knowing state of being, of how our soul really does speak to us. Like, just even growing up and with my connection with my sister, and just how it resonates deep with us, like, without even knowing what, like, past lives is about or anything. We'd be like, we've done this, like, we're in this, like, you feel this. It's just, you know, this connection, like a twin ray, like, is what we used to say without even knowing what the hell we were saying, you know what I mean? Or just even friendships with my ex-best friend, of just even saying, we used to say without knowing, or like without knowing, guys, like, but feeling it, like we're soul sisters. Oh my God, we've been on this, like, you know, for a long ass time, like, you know. And just even before the ending of our friendship, just how that was coming into its karmic close, and the things that we both said without knowing, like, it's profound, like, when you think about, you know, these connections that we find and have, and then those, you know, that transcends and further expand into your own wonderlands, like, of adventure. Yes. Yeah. On this journey, on this ride, at this time, I have met with my own ego and pride in so many ways that has blocked love for me, and giving that even to myself. And yet, even just, let's not even go into my sense of, like, non-existing sense of self-worth, and just how this rebirth, afterbirth, like I said, it's bloody. It's not rebirth, it's afterbirth. It's splats, bloody splats. These connections, these what feels like resurrections, it's scary. All you do is run. Like, I gotta go, guys. Yeah. And then you go into, like, this, just think about it like this, like, there's this moment, and there's this instant recognition. And then there's this tunnel, this galactic tunnel that is scary as funk to look at from this kind of like small perspective. One person here, one person here. And then there's this tunnel over here. The fear faced and mirrored with love. I just now further expanded that tunnel that's here is also over here, and each one jumps into the opposite one. Oh, tunnel of fun. Yeah, dangerous indeed. It's just so funny. So many things that occur in our lives that are meant to be and should feel like gifts, laughter, and surprise. But it's totally cool. Like when you find yourself back here again after having jumped in one that way to that spiral galaxy hole. It's going like this. Like a whirlwind. Spin the spiral. The spirals. Like this tunnel. We're walking into this spirally tunnel. One's that way, one's that way. And that's only the beginning.